What's going on, gangsters? Gregory Scott here. So today I have another great exercise for you to add to your toolbox of gains. This time we're going to cover the Tigerbend push-up, a high-level beginner movement that can of course be progressed to beast mode levels. Let's get to it. Alright guys, so welcome to How to Do Your Tigerbend Push-Up 101. So like I said earlier, I classify this movement as a high beginner level movement. So what that means is it's not that crazy complex, it doesn't take a crazy amount of strength, but there's still some technical things you can focus on that you might not focus on when you're a beginner. So if you can do at least 10 to 15 good, deep, clean push-up reps, then you're ready for Tigerbend push-ups. So the Tigerbend push-up, just like the Russian did that we covered a couple weeks ago, is a movement that works on transitional strength. And we know transitional strength is its own category altogether. So this movement we're working transitional strength, we're hitting multiple muscle groups at once, just overall we're building the neuromuscular efficiency to go on and to perform next level movements. Alright, so like I said, the Tigerbend push-up is a high level beginner movement, meaning it's not complex at all, it's just a couple things to focus on. So let's look at it. Alright, so with every push-up position, we're always starting off in a good hollow body position, right? So I'm not here, I'm not like here, but my hands are right underneath my chest, flexing the glutes, squeezing toes, my core is engaged. Alright, so the first thing we want to focus on is range of motion, right? So watch the difference between these two movements. The first movement, I'm coming here, and I'm dropping to my elbows. The next movement, I'm coming here, coming all the way down and dropping to my elbows. So just like the Russian gym, just like any transition, you want to create as little space as possible. So I don't want to come here halfway, then drop to my elbows. I can do that, but it's just not optimal. I want to make sure that I'm coming all the way down to the push-up first. So I'm getting all the way down so that my elbows have little space to travel. I'm just tapping and I'm going, right? And that's how the Tigerbend push-up looks. Okay, so a couple key points to focus on now. So like I said, first thing is just make sure you get that full range of motion. Next, I'll show you from a different angle. So I can either come here and drop straight to my elbows, which is not optimal, or I can come all the way down and then drive my elbows in. Okay? Alright, so key points to focus on. So I want to create external rotation, right? So I'm creating external rotation that drives my elbows in. I don't want my elbows to ever fly out. That goes for every single push-up variation, right? So if I'm here, my elbows are not, coming out here. That's just gonna make the movement like really weird, but my elbows are staying nice and tucked in. So external rotation, think of like screwing into the ground. That's gonna drive my elbows in, then I'll be ready here. All right, so full range of motion. Next is making sure my elbows stay tucked in. So external rotation, full range of motion, and I'm here, tapping my elbows and going. So here's two more key points to focus on during the movement. A common mistake you'll see is people doing this. They'll come here in the Tigerbend push-up, and as they transition back, their hips will come up like this, right? So this just comes from not keeping your core tight, just not having that body awareness. So when I'm at the bottom of this movement, it's almost like I'm doing a plank, right? My glutes are flexed, my legs are straight, my toes are pointed, I'm in a plank position. So if I come here, I'm losing all the tension, and that's just ugly. Like I probably look pretty crazy right now. So don't be that guy, right? So you want to come here, your hips need to stay nice and level as you go through that transition. Nice and level. One more thing also. So whenever you go through this transition, think of tap and go. So as soon as your elbows tap the ground, you want to transition straight forward, right? So I'm not here like stopping on my momentum and then going. I mean, I can do that, but again, it's just not optimal. We want to build that quick, explosive transitional strength. So as soon as my elbows tap, I'm here, and then I'm forward, right? I'm here, they tap, then I'm explosive forward, shifting all the way to my shoulders, and then exploding up, right? So let's remember the 4 key points to focus on. All right, so number 1, getting that full range of motion, right? Number 2, creating external rotation. Number 3, making sure my hips stay level, not up here. And then number 4, just tap and go. So as soon as I tap, I'm forward, right? And those are the 4 points you need to focus on in the Tigerbend. So lastly, for all my beasts out there that want to take it next level, I'll show you 3 different ways to progress the movement. Okay, so the first way is going to be on the parallettes. The parallettes, it just allows me to get a deep range of motion in my push-up. Okay, so I'm here, I get a really deep range of motion. My chest is almost touching the ground. I bring my elbows back. I'm forward. I'm still in that deep range of motion. Then I'm up. So it's going to make that movement a lot harder. You'll get some extra gains in there. So deep push-up, my elbows come back. My hips are still level. I'm coming forward, super deep range of motion. And then I'm up. Okay. The next way that we'll progress is by doing an explosive rep. So just like anything else, we're just gonna get into that flow, get into that rhythm, and then whatever level of explosiveness we wanna do, we can push from there. I actually made a video on this, so go and watch that. But yeah, so we can come in the Tigerbend, we can come up, we can clap, You know, we can come do the Superman, we can come in between the legs, we can do all that, right? So just an explosive rep, make sure the movement's continuous flowing, making sure you're breathing. So lastly is just gonna be a weighted variation with the goal of just making it look exactly like body weight. So whatever weight you have accessible to you, you know, you just put it on your back. If you have a weight vest, that's even better. If you have a partner, somebody that can hold the weight for you so it doesn't slip off, that's even better. But yeah, just making it work. So the weight's on my back, I'm deep in the push-up, my elbows come back, my hips stay down, and then I'm up. All right, so any 3 of those ways you can challenge yourself for maximum gains. All right, guys, so whoop, there it is. That's everything you need to know about Tigerbend push-ups. And one more tip that I forgot to mention, so whenever you're first doing this movement, make sure you record yourself, right? So it takes time to build that spatial awareness. Spatial awareness is just the position of your body in space. So while you might think that you're like completely flat, you might just be like way up here in the air. So make sure you record yourself, you know, just so you can give yourself feedback, see your form, and then from there you're good to go. All right, so train hard, make sure you push yourself. Thanks for watching this video. I really, truly appreciate it. Keep getting that 1% better every day, physically, mentally, and most importantly, spiritually. And as always, have a beautiful day.